Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you may be. This is the Racing 6 YouTube channel, Twitch channel. We on another platforms, boss? Forget where all of them are. But again, this is the Racing 6 channel, and you are listening to Crash, where we're bringing you live coverage of FP3 that's about to start in about 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Good morning, YouTube chat. Good morning, Twitch chat. I can see both of you at the same time. Elko got Shay, got Shy, Mikey, Paula's around. She was. There's Paula. Who else is in green over in YouTube chat? Just to shout you out. Yeah, these are the people who have been either gifted or are throwing a few bucks each month in YouTube chat. I want to thank you guys for being here. Am I feeling Grash? I'm feeling okay. I got good amount of sleep yesterday. I got breakfast a little while ago. You know, it's again breakfast at 4:30 in the morning. Dark's showing out, shouting out for science. So science is the I think one incident that we have to go over from insanity. The insanity begin from the decision documents from yesterday. So what happened is science managed to lose his car over curbs, and it seemed to be team said that wind. Like it was windy yesterday though. And he spun around in front of Hamilton. Hamilton got around him, and then Sainz came back on track, but did so could not see Hulkenberg and almost hit Hulkenberg. So they were given. So start of free practice will be delayed. It is yellow on track sector 11. Why is this? But ultimately, so there is a sector issue in sector 10. Sector, we're still under yellow flag. Whoa. What did F2 do? That track is super, super dirty. There's this. Why is it delayed? Because they're cleaning the track. One of the corners has a lot of gravel on the surface for no good reason. It looks like the F2 drivers were. Oh, it's the Formula 3 race. There's marbles on track. There we go. So it's the F3, not F2 guys. So we're waiting for the track to clear up before they start the session. So we're probably about 5 minutes or so. Bolty, what are you're posting years and drivers? What are those the no context of who what you're doing. Practice is delayed. We have not gotten a we haven't gotten a time yet when practice will start. They are cleaning off the track of marbles from the F3 race. Clean track is a happy track. over 900, almost 1,000 in YouTube already. Got a good number over in Twitch as it is. Again, right now we're waiting for the track to be cleared off. Don't know how long it is delayed. Or so I'm still waiting on race control or anything from F1 TV to tell me anything. I would at least another 5 minutes or so. Again, you can look on the our track map right now. There's a section that is yellow at the moment. (11:35). We still have a yellow sector on our screen, so until that clears up, or we're waiting for them to scrub those marbles from the F3 race off the track. One of the things that's happening today is that our temperature has dropped significantly from yesterday. So it was hot yesterday, not so hot today. But also, it's also windy today, much more windy than it was yesterday. I also no discussion about Yuki. I mean, what do you want to talk about Yuki? I mean, that's not really a great. It's not in a great position right now. Hamilton is getting into his seat. I want to thank over those who are in Twitch chat, like Sam Ackerman. So one of the things, track temperature was 40 yesterday. It's 24 degrees, 25 degrees right now. So it's a 15-degree drop. It is not raining today. I don't think it rained this morning, so. There's just thinks it'll be more representative session because of the temperature. Tomorrow might be similar. Tomorrow, yeah, that is true. Tomorrow might be similar. We also may actually have rain tomorrow, so. We'll see. He's watching Lions versus New South Wales, keeping an eye on F1 with this isn't Sky Sports is on the money. Yuki is the same level as Franz Alonso. Ooh, that's spicy. They have they started? What's going on? Pit lane is green is open, so they did start at 5:35 on the dot. Gasly and Colapino are the first two to get out onto track. Am I behind? So the Alpines are the first two to come out onto track. So right now we've got Gasly coming around. He's passed. He's into sector 3 now. Colpino's halfway through the track. Oh, Cook with a Australian $20 donation. Again, thanks for this great channel and Grash. Hit the thumbs up. Those are YouTube. Now's a great time to hit that like and subscribe. Hit the bell, you'll get notifications. Over those in Twitch, if you guys follow the channel or on Twitch and you have your notifications set up correctly, you'll get them. I know that we have been on Facebook a couple times. Those of you who are on Facebook, thank you. And those of you who are watching after the fact, thank you as well. Stroll and Alonso are the next two to come out. So we have 4 cars on track right now. Are you still in Texas? Yeah, I'm still in Texas. I mean, this is where I work. I'm not from Texas, though. I'm still take the boy out of New England, but it still lives in me. I'm not deep I was joking about deep in the heart of Texas earlier. I'm not in the deep of the heart. That would be Austin is the deep of heart, Texas. That's what that's referring to. I'm not there. I'm in North Texas. So Dallas is the biggest city around me. Dallas Fort Worth area, I should say. You've not been the same since Brady left, mate. That's the Patriots. We've got a new coach, and we've got Drake May now. Red Sox are 1 game under 500, which is disappointing. Bruins basically crashed out this year. This is the first time they've not been in the playoffs in a while. We traded away to our captain, Marchand, to the Panthers, and he won a Stanley Cup. Yep, I said New England. Boston Celtics lost Tatum. Bruins had a horrible season. Red Sox are having a mid season. And New England Patriots, we're on our 3rd coach in 3 years. So back on track action right now. We've only have had 4 cars come out. Stroll looks like they're scrubbing tires. So Alonso went out on a medium tire. Stroll's out on a hard tire. Colby and Gasly have been playing around with soft tires. Albert Force saying, "Please, anyone but win, but McLaren, please." Well, you might get it this weekend with Hamilton. Hamilton looked really good yesterday. What's the weather conditions right now? It's overcast today, and it's windy, but it's not raining. And that's the big thing right now. It's not raining, but that could change. 15 minutes given the weather. So a good example is yesterday, the track temperature was 40 degrees Celsius. It's now 25 degrees. Humidity was a little bit higher than yesterday. Wind is actually higher. It's saying 15.5 kilometers an hour from the southwest. It was rated at 10, but we were getting gusts up around 20, and we're now getting 20 to 25 km/h gusts. Yeah, some are pointing out the Astons doing their usual runs for tire scrubbing. Yeah, they're the team that always does it. And again, I have not gotten any. I don't know why you do it. I honestly don't know why you'd go out and scrub the tires. I mean, I understand the philosophy, but I don't know. There's something that doesn't feel right about that per se. But they believe in it and they keep doing every race. Here comes Hamilton out, so he'll be our fifth driver on track. You guys have questions you want me to answer? Please put them into chat. If you at Grasheriza both in either Twitch or YouTube chat, it'll highlight my name, so it'll show up easier. What's the meaning of life? 47, because it's 42 with inflation. Will there be rain in qualifying the race? I don't think there'll be rain during qualifying, but there's a potential for rain during the race tomorrow. Yeah, so blame the car. And Hamilton's on a soft tire. You see, Colpino is back on the same set of tires, it seems. He's now starting a new flying lap. Gasly starting to flying back. Hulkenberg to the track, so our sixth driver. Again, 9 minutes, six drivers. I understand. Is Texas cool? No, Texas is very hot right now. It's a minimum of 80 degrees. Fahrenheit. It will get into the 90s. So that's about 32, 37 degrees Celsius, if I've done my math correctly. So Hamilton starting flying lap now. It's got a new fastest first sector so far. Colpino and Gasly are setting sector 2, sector 3 times, but we'll see with Hamilton out on track now. Colpino comes to the line. Does a 128.094. We'll see how his Hamilton will be the next one to come across the line after doing a time. Hulkenberg is ahead of Hamilton, but he is finishing in his outlap. 10 degrees in Tasmania right now. That's cold. That's getting there. Winter here, 13 degrees. That will be me in 6 months. The one thing about being in Texas is I don't get snow on a regular basis. And when I do, I hunker in. So Hamilton's doing 127.351. Again, it's a full purple lap for him. He's the only one actually trying at this point that level. He's 7.43 faster than Colpino and almost a second faster than Gasly. 9/10 specifically. The Again, I'm waiting. Hamilton's finished his lap. He's coming around. Oh, we're going off a flying lap. There's a 28.5. He is 2 tenths, about 2 tenths off of Hamilton's time. You chance to watch the F1 movie? Yeah, I did see it. Show over in Twitch at the moment, but we're okay on YouTube at the moment. Stream going on. Stream is still here. Yeah, I am trying to figure out. Let me see if I refresh. There we go. Twitch is just refreshed. Yeah, the best again, getting back to the question about the F1 film, the best way to look at the film is F1 the fairy tale. Because it literally is a fairy tale. I mean, there's a moment in the film that where when you there's a moment in the film where they explain why Sonny does what he does, and it's a fairy tale. And once you understand that, the rest of the film makes sense. And it's a wonderful film. It's you go in go in with low expectations, have fun, and come out. You know, I mean, it's no different than Star Wars. Star Wars is a sci-fi fairy tale. So so if you go in with that expectation, with that, it's a movie where you got to forget the rule book. Uh, uh, no, it's not that you got to forget the rule book. Is that sorta? Yeah. Well, it's they're playing with the rule book in ways that you would not normally see. But you go in, have fun. It's a great summer film. Bottom line, it's a great summer film. Kudos to Hamilton he was one of the producers on that, and he had a big hand on how it was produced. So huge kudos for Hamilton for what he brought to the film. So ultimately, don't go in thinking it's a documentary. Don't go thinking you're going to get accuracy of behind the scenes with the team. I think one of the things they do is that they isolate the film is about APX, which is the team that Brad Pitt and Idris are driving for, and they isolate the film to focus on just them. And the other drivers don't really show up per se. They're not interacting with the other drivers per se. And that was one of the things that the film does. It isolates just into their own little world, and it helps sell the fairy tale. To be quite honest, John Mill, it's Top Gun on wheels. Yeah, pretty much Top Gun on wheels is another way to describe it. Thank you, Atsuki. But it is a very good film. Um, I enjoyed it. The Helmet Popcorn buckets are very. Yeah, I kicked myself for not buying one going in, and when I came out, they were all gone. And my theater that I act didn't get any more. So they were sold. They were literally sold out of all the helmets by their second showing on Thursday. Yeah, I don't think they did a lot of merchandise it did well. Don't get me wrong, the film did well financially, and it's a hit for Apple TV. But ultimately, it's not like Superman is going to do more is going to do double the amount, despite whether it's good or bad. Superman will do at least 120 million, whereas F1 did about 60 million in that first weekend. Looks like, huh? There's a whole section that's yellow, and that's yellow for Lando Norris. It's branded with Lando Norris's branding. That's weird to see, quite honest. Well, Andrew, it's not that they're not going to make the money back. Is that they want to put Apple wants it in the theater to have said that it was in the theater, but it's really for their service ultimately after this stint in theaters. It's going to go on to Apple TV, and that's where it's going to live. So they're going to drive. So the purpose of what they're doing here is to drive people to Apple TV Plus. Dr. you're pointing out, senior president, he's not running though. One of the stewards, forgetting his name, but he's an ex-steward with the FIA, who essentially got fired last year over stupid stuff. He is running for the FIA president. Norris going P2 on track with a 127.006. That's 477 behind Hamilton's time until now. Leclerc has just did a fastest first sector. He did a 126.494. He's 35 thousandths faster than Hamilton. Verstappen goes 5 thousandths behind Leclerc. So there's our Red Bull. Red Bull typically has a bad day on Friday and then comes out charging on Saturday. So we've got Leclerc, Verstappen, Hamilton. Hamilton right now is in the pits. We got Norris and Oscar right now rounding our top five. Stroll is 6. Colapino, Hulkenberg, Gasly, Bolero, and Alonso are only ones who've set times or done one. No, Alonso's not set times, but Tsunoda up to P5. He is that's a lot. That's over 9, almost a second behind Max. So, several more drivers are out on track now. We've got Oscar, Hulkenberg, Isaac, Stroll, Norris, Antonelli, Sainz, Tsunoda, Albon. Loss is now coming out. Russell's on track. Behrman and Ocon are coming on track. Behrman and Ocon are on medium tires. I saw Haas all day yesterday on hard tires, and I'm not sure why. Yeah, guys, don't predict people to crash. That's pretty gross to say. This person will crash. It's one of those things. I think there might be an incident on turn one, start of the race. That's vague enough for that. But to say, I think this particular driver is going to crash, that's pretty gross, being that specific. Just hit our Milestone on Twitch. Thank you, those who just joined us. Again, if you guys have a question over on Twitch, please drop it in chat. Crash Shariza is here. Same with YouTube chat. If you guys have a question, just at me. I'll drop my name in chat. Need my name. How do mags work? Austin, I do not see clown makeup on you. Ooh. Oh, is science again? No. Ooh. That's, I think, Stroll. Oh. Yeah, that was Stroll. Stroll doing the same spin. Lost control of the car, the same spot where Sainz lost control of his car yesterday. What's wrong with Hamilton's car? Nothing that's wrong with Hamilton. He's just in the pits. They're doing probably doing something to set him up for the next stint they want him to go out on. Right now, we're okay. No yellow flag for what happened with Stroll because he did keep control of the car and didn't do a full spin. Oh, got some Flowriz paint on his car. So they've got it's a fluorescent yellow paint that they put onto parts of the car to see how it spreads before it dries. What do you think for Bottas in Alpine for 2026? I mean, he's talking with Alpine, but I think he's more likely to go to Cadillac, to be quite honest. The only thing is if they decide to put him in the car this season. So it's the question is Bottas out talking with Alpine for this season? And if that's the case, that's crazy that Alpine would do that another switch. But I think for 2026, it's less Alpine and I think more Cadillac. What is this website? Where can I see this for myself? We are using multi-viewer and again a couple other things, but you can get the data from the F1 website as well. There's F1 Dash as well, which is useful to have. I usually go to F1 Dash if I needed to see anything from race control. Their layout is good for that. I will occasionally look at the commentary feed from the F1 website. Leclerc just did a full purple lap, 125.922. He's now 577, so a whole half second better than Max. Max is on a flying lap right now, not 10th there. Yeah, he's 2.4 behind, ultimately. Good lap from Max, but just 2.44 behind Leclerc. Worrell just went 7th, Albon just went 8th. Colpino's up to 16. Here comes Sainz. Hulkenberg goes to Sonoda goes to 7th, 127.15. He's over a second behind though. So we're seeing Ferrari good, but it's now Leclerc doing well, though we haven't seen Hamilton's on an outlap right now, so we haven't seen it on track in a while. So we'll see what about a minute. We'll see what Hamilton does. Russell, Behrman, Ocon, Isaac are ahead of him. Russell's going to get ahead of Hamilton. I think Leclerc as well. Welcome to Palpy's Senate. Russell goes P3. He's 0.396 behind Leclerc. 10th and a half from Verstappen. So here comes Hamilton. He's now starting his flying lap. It's improving. He's got a subsector, losing a little bit of time around turn 4. Overall, it's going to be a green sector. Is it purple, though? It is a purple fastest first sector. So he does a 27.871. So Hamilton out on soft tires, and he's flying right now. Did lose a little bit of time around between center and 7, turn 8. And he may have... Is he abandoning the lap? No, he doesn't get the best straight from 8 to 9. Be a green sector for Hamilton. He's deploying DRS on that back straight. Russell went P3. Antonelli is P4. He's in the pits, though. Hamilton right now is P5. The McLarens are 6th and 7th, respectively, on the grid. They are starting... not really. Here comes Hamilton to the line. He goes up to only 4th. Lost section. I lost time at the very end of that. See, was 33 tenths off in sector 2, and then 23.6, 23, another 10th off of Leclerc, and that's where he lost time, 4.1. So there are two parts of that track where Hamilton lost time. Could improve. Keep an eye on Sainz not doing well in that second sector. Got Colpino making his way. Those are the only green sectors on the board right now, so those are the two I'll keep an eye on. Yeah, Sainz does not improve in sector 2, and he's abandoned the lap. That's a 58. He's abandoned the lap. See how Colpino goes. He's not improving in that second half. He's 35.4. He's a whole second off. So is he abandoning the lap or just a bad section? Yeah, Colpino is a whole second off in sector 2. He's improving in sector 3. Here he comes across the line. Lawson is ahead of him. Colpino's only going to move up, and he's 1.6 off. Borello on F1 TV right now. He's not improving his times. It's interesting. Alonso improving his times. Let's see where he comes across. He is making improvements in sector 2. So Alonso right now cooking. He's 1.5 off his best lap so far. He's a 28.2, so that's 4 tenths off. And then a 35.1, that's another 7 tenths. So he's a second off already. He's improving, but he's a second off after 2 sectors. He's going to come to the line. Hamilton's pitting. Alonso only moves up to 10th. He's 1.2 off. Max cooking right now, 27.828, fastest new first sector. See how he does in sector 2. He's on the back, the first straight in sector 2. So that's 8 to 9. Past 9 now. Wow, I went through 9 pretty quickly. Comes to sector 2, it's 34.5. He's only a 10th off. Leclerc's, I think Leclerc previous had sector 1, but he's only a 10th off Leclerc sector 1 time. He's doing well in sector 3, but not necessarily fastest in any subsector. Ross does not end the lap well. He's going to stay in improve in his time, but not position. Again, only stay at P2. He goes to 2.23. He does a 126.145. Snow moves up to 10th. He's 0.837. So he's 0.6 off his teammate. That's a lot. I can't tell you. That's still a lot. That's a big gap between your teammates. We are at under 26 minutes and about 25 seconds left in this session. Again, this is the Racing Statistics channel. We're on Twitch and YouTube, as well as, I believe, Facebook and TikTok. Some of you might be watching after the fact, on demand. Thank you for those who are watching us on demand after the fact. They're changing the suspension setup of Leclerc. That's interesting. Not sure why they would want to change that suspension that much. So Hamilton just finished a new out lap, starting a new flying lap. And he's going to blast by Gasly before turn 3. Clark is the next driver ahead of him on for traffic. Hamilton having a problem not going as fast as he possibly could between 9 and 10. And he looks like he's slowing down. He's not going. Does a 32 point. Yeah, so he's abandoning the lap. So he might be going around again, or this could be a simulation for something else. Again, if you guys have any questions for me, you can at me in chat. Put my names into chat for you. I don't see anyone right now making improvements on their times. We've got 24 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in this session. If you guys are looking for stats after the fact, we have a website, racingstatisticsf1.com, and we will have interactive data charts. We do have a Discord server. So that is something you guys, if you're looking to continue the conversation, where you can go. And then we do have a Patreon for those who want to support us beyond joining the channel here on YouTube or subscribing on Twitch. Clerk says a little bit of rain around turn 9, but nothing big. Well, turn 9 is also by turn 12 and 13 and 14. My sign's much slower. Signs right now is P11. Album's P7. Difference is, let's see, zero point 0.7. The 3/10 difference between the two. That's not that bad of a difference, but it's again, it's dropping Albin to 11th, where Science. I mean, Albin is 11th, and Science is Albin is number 7. Science is number 11, and it's a 3/10 difference between those two. Yeah, only 15 thousandths between Norris and Oscar right now. They are 0.770 and 0.785 respectively. See Shay in chat. How you doing today, Shay? No, you're still recovering right now. Hope the family gives you the support like they gave me 2 years ago. Yeah, Hamilton might something may be up with Hamilton at the moment. He may again. He is doing. Wow. F1. It was a decent lap last lap, but it didn't improve his position. Antonelli is right now fastest for sector. Mixed bag in sector 2, but it's 4/10 off. See how where that goes. Comes Antonelli to the line. He's at turn 17 right now. He comes across the line. He improves his time, but not his position. He's at 23.8. That is another 4/10 off. So he's total of 5/10 behind. Norris coming out of the pits right now. We've got Russell, Antonelli, Sainz, Alonso, Gasly, Lawson, and Leclerc on track right now. No, Jackson, I'm not sure what you're asking about hand lap. Here comes Oscar out of the pits. So the McLarens are out on new set of soft tires. They're on their out laps right now. So it'll be another minute or so before we get any more information. Max explaining about his brakes. Max explains a lot about things, so we'll see. Climb to the midfield. Too early to say that. These next lap from Norris and Oscar are going to be determinative about where they're going to be. Norris is coming in. So Anthony Leclerc have just pitted. Norris is at turn 17, and he's about to finish his out lap. He's going to start pick up speed now. He's picking up. He's not improving in his time as of right now. Took to the third subsector, fourth before he started picking up time. Norris going to finish sector 1. That's a 27.8. So he's about 1/10 off of a tenth, yeah, about a tenth off of Antonelli's fastest time. Oscar now coming to the line. He's going to start a new flying lap. Both North and Oscar's got pretty much clean air to operate in. Gasly's in between them. Alonso just went 12th on the grid. Sainz coming to a crawl. Looks like he's going to pit. Norris about to finish sector 2. Fastest sector 2 for Norris, 34.39. Norris off that straight now to turn 16, 17, and then around to the line. He's picking up speed as he comes to the line. Purple sector 3, he does a 125.606. He's 3.16, so over 3/10 faster than Leclerc's time. Max is coming out of the pits, so is Tsunoda. Oscar right now coming to sector 2. He does a 34.3. 391. Wow, 1/1000th difference between Oscar and Lando. He has a 24.844. So he's 3,000. So it's a 2,000 difference between Lando and Oscar through 2 sectors. Here comes Oscar to the line now. He goes to the top of the board, fastest third sector, 23.331. And that was 40,000. So that literally, Oscar picked up 38 thousandths in that last sector. So I mean, these are minuscule gaps between these two drivers right now. So Oscar first, Norris second by just a few thousandths. Max and Tsunoda are on outlaps. Barlello and Hulkenberg are on outlaps. Albon is on an outlap right now. So these are the other drivers right now. Here comes Sainz now out of the pits. Sorry, I need to take a power nap. See you out quality. Yeah, don't worry, Shay. Given where you are right now, you need to take those power naps. Max is going to start a flying lap now. Got Hulkenberg. Norris is coming into the pits. Hulkenberg starting a flying lap. Tsunoda coming around the last curve, and he's coming to the line. He looks like he's going to start. He's going to start his lap. Max coming to the end of sector 1. He's fastest for sector, 26.670. Hulkenberg coming into sector 1. There's a 27.9. He's 3/10 off of Max's. Two and a half, I should say. No, 27.8. He's 2/10 off of Max. Max coming into sector 2, 34.4. And that's about 15 thousandths difference between Norris and Max in that sector. Max coming around to 16 right now. Max comes to the line. He goes second. He does a 23.511. Lost 2/10 in that sector to Oscar. He's only 19 thousandths. So Oscar, it is a 125.566. Max is 125.585, a difference of 19 thousandths. And Oscar is a difference of 40 thousandths. Soda jumps up to P5. He's 5.38 behind Oscar. So within a half a second of his teammate. For fifth, that's okay. You'd hope he'd do better, but still. Hulkenberg ends up P9 after all of that. He's 0.933. His teammate is 0.935, so a 2,000 difference between state drivers who are 9th and 10th. Leclerc on an outlap, Hamilton on an outlap, Behrman on an outlap. Albon finishes their lap. He goes to P6.553. We got three drivers within a tenth of each other. Hamilton on outlap, Sainz, Behrman, Ocon, Isaac, and Lawson all on outlaps right now. Clerk on an outlap. He is now starting a new lap. Aston are slow this weekend. Yeah, Astons are not looking that great. They've not been anywhere. We've seen the Racing Bulls surprise. We've seen other teams surprise as well. We got 12 minutes left to go in this session right now. Again, this is the Racing YouTube channel. This is Grash with you live for the final practice, free practice 3. Black and white flag for Lawson, driving erratically. Ooh. I'll have to see what he was doing specifically. Isaac is a 27.9. He's 0.3 off that first sector. Where his teammate Lawson ends up doing. Lawson improving, he's got a subsector that's fastest, purple. He does a 27.8. He's faster in that first sector. Almost a whole. It's only just a half a tenth. Clerk to the top of the board, 125.498. Fastest second sector. And Isaac goes to 8th with a 0.631. Also comes to the end of second sector 2. Science is the fastest first sector right now, so he's cooking. .7. Lawson loses a 10th on his teammate. Behrman goes to 6th. He's 0.64. Ocon goes to 11.879. Got Lawson and we have Hamilton. Hamilton's he's on a slower lap. Lawson goes to 10th. 0.758 is the gap. And Hamilton picked up speed at the last moment on that lap, so he's getting a good start on this lap. Track surface slippery in sector 15. That is the curve before the last straight. They're saying why it's surf. Did someone kick up gravel? Hamilton, the fastest first sector so far. Hamilton laying down the law right now. Is this hammer time? Is this classic hammer time, everyone? 27.5 in that first sector. Hamilton looking good so far. And it's a green, 34.409. It's within, we'll say, red flag. What's happened here? What's bringing out the red flag? Man, that. Yeah, okay. Bodywork is on the circuit. That's why they've got to clear that, unfortunately. Yeah, no, that does ruin Hamilton's flying lap. He was looking very good. Combinator's curse? I don't know. I mean, it is a red flag, and it is Grash. Your red flag scenario is brought to you by Grash, apparently. if someone actually wants to sponsor these red flag scenarios, get a call on Discord or the Racing Statistics. Yeah, Lewis was really close. He was on a really good lap when that red flag came out. But they have to, given what they're showing on track, they have to get this debris off track. There's debris. There is bodywork and debris on track. It's a big piece. I would say it's about 2 meters long. Part of the wing. It looks like part of wing. Again, we are in practice, so time still runs when there's a red flag. We're waiting for Norris and Antonelli to come into the pits. And then so we got about another minute. And then they can send the stewards out to get that off the track, possibly sweep if there's any other debris. Again, this is your Harbinger Red Flags talking to you. We have a piece of bodywork on track that needs to be removed. It is in the racing lane. So there was no other nothing other than we have to get this off the track. I don't know whose bodywork it is. No one crashed. There's debris on track, but I don't know who it's from. It is silver, but it could be the Haas. It could be McLaren. It could be anyone else that's got silver on their car. So they think the bodywork came from Behrman. Stewart dancing for the crowd as he takes the piece of bodywork off the track. So I think it might have been from Behrman. Now track is green. Will resume at 12:31, which would be in about a minute. We did have a 5-minute delay, so that's why we're not stopping on top of at 12:30. So we got 5 minutes to go. Oh, not dark. That's horrible. Hamilton was leading minutes ago. What happened? Other people set faster times, and Hamilton got a red flag when he was on a really good lap. So I know Hamilton is 11th, but his time actually looks a lot better. He was on track to be on top of the board again. So I wouldn't worry if Hamilton doesn't come out again. It's not a big deal. And we got another 30 seconds before green light. Here we go. 4 minutes to go in this session. And Mortnell is going to be the first one out. It'll be interesting if anyone tries to do anything at the last minute. Why was a red flag? We suspect that it was something from Behrman's car came off. Some bodywork came off of Behrman's car, and it was laid around turn 15 on the basically the racing line, effectively. Those who are joining on the Discord, we do have our prediction channel. There's a last chance to get predictions before qualifying right now. Again, this is the Racing 60 YouTube channel. We just had a red flag scenario. Behrman lost a piece of his car, was on turn 15 in the racing line, so they had to red flag that to get that off the track. We are now green flag. It's been green flag for about a minute and a half right now. Barlow was the first one to get out of the track. He is about to come around the line, so he's going to get a chance if he wants to do a flying lap. Alvin is next. Leclerc right now is the one coming off the track. Be interesting who gets out to do a lap, who's just out to do practice starts. 1 minute and 56 seconds left to go. I would give it a little bit of time because we may be here just after the end of the session, after when it goes, when the checkered flag comes out, because we've got people like Isaac right now. We've got several people who have managed to get around the track and be on flying laps. Bortolello is improving his time. Gasly improving his time. So we definitely will be here shortly after the end of the session. Ooh, what? Russell goes wide. He locks up, goes wide, comes back on track. And one of the Red Bulls goes by him. And we are going to be red flagged again. Bortolello Bortolello has binned it. G's and chats, everyone, for Bortolello. His wheel has collapsed. He's in, where did he bin it? I don't know, it's too many. Yeah, okay. So where I thought we would have had another go around, a couple of people doing laps, it is now a red flag. Why crash Bortolello? I have not seen where yet. Is it? So it's turn 12. Thank you. All right. So Bortolello is out of the car. Yep. Yep. Oh. Ooh. Yeah, such is broken. Cooking. Oh. Oh, he gets air. Yeah, Orel got air. So he lost control of the car, turns around, goes over the grass, bumps up off the grass, comes across comes across, and his suspension goes. Getting a shot from Lance Stroll's cam. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that wheel tears off, and that's intended, but basically that tire caught the bump as he was bouncing up in the air. That tire catches something, and it just tears off, and it tears off pretty violently too. So he will be the one driver to take a look at. Will he get out of Q1? Will he be in Q1? Is another question. He will be in the race because he did set a representative time. He's only a second behind, so his best lap in the FP3. So he will be in the race itself. And ooh, what happened to Bierman? Bierman's wing is gone. What did Bierman do? Bierman's wing is gone. He comes in the pits. Oh, he loses. What's up with that? He just loses control of the car coming in. Oh my God, Bierman crashes. Is it? Looking at Max's view of what happened. Max sees him goes off. Ooh, he he's lucky that he didn't. Yeah, they're recovering the front wing from Bearman now, but he's lucky that he didn't get any more damage. That's crazy. This end of the session has been crazy. Thought we would be done by now already, but Bearman spun in the pit lane. Not a full spin. He spun one way and then spun the other way. So yeah, it's crazy action at the end of this session right now. When is quali? About 2.5 hours. Yeah, so it is 6:39 right now. So 2.5 hours, 9 a.m. So two and a half, 2 hours and 20 minutes. We will definitely be back about 2 hours or so, maybe a little bit earlier, maybe 90 minutes from now. So this has been FP3. I want to thank everyone here. I want to call out L, Parent, who are our top three. Dark, those are our top chatters. No Jacket, you came in just close. Same with Pola, Reddy, and Blue, Osaki, Danny Agent. We're about 50 points off from number 3. So, thank everyone over in Twitch chat. Yeah, definitely drama here at the end. Son Ackerman, definitely a couple others. Again, for everyone here on the Race Jiu channel, yeah, we will see. Keep an eye on things. Our next session is quali. All right, take care, everyone. We will see you in about 2 hours. Take care.